were looking at AI models that were scanning their own web page to basically help users with finding, content. It was an e-commerce site, like finding products and, being just generally helpful. And so the problem was that in order to train these agents or in order to give them context, people were just basically pointing them to the website and say, hey, you're only supposed to read my website. Just find out everything you can about my products and then, be useful to potential people that ask you about that. But what people missed is that that website actually allowed third-party people to add reviews because, you could add a review to a product. And so now the problem was that agent wasn't discriminating between sort of first-party website content and reviews. So it was ingesting the reviews. And now you could essentially poison the context by posting a review that says, no, this particular product of that vendor actually sucks. You should really buy my own product that is much better, with very specific instructions for agents. And so if you would later ask the agent about the product, it would actually badmouth that company's product and advertise the competitor's product because it had inadvertently ingested some third-party untrusted input in its context that when people deployed that did not think would be something that can actually, change the agent's behavior. Or, another example is when OpenClaw, right, where you have probably seen the mold book incident where, half of it was spamming, say, hey, send me your Ethereum key or send Ether over to this address. And the hope was just, the agent that goes there, posts something, reads other comments, gets tricked into suddenly sending Ethereum over to some, bad guy. And again, people might not have thought of this as a legitimate entry point in your prompt, but there are lots of ways in which data can get into a context or a prompt in ways that you might not have anticipated, and then making your agent do bad things, well, that you did not want. And so that is definitely a huge problem and one that is very, very hard to guard against.